Hey out there, this is Mr. B of the Women's National D League. I'm sitting here with the president of the Women's National D League, Miss Michelle Oates. Today we're going to do something kind of special. We're going to sit here and we're going to interview Miss Oates. We're going to ask her a few questions. So with that, come on, let's get these questions. How you doing, Miss Oates?
Oh, well, thank you for having me today.
Well, I very much appreciate you being here today. So I've been getting a lot of questions about you. People want to know who you are, what you do. Can you give them a brief introduction of who you are and what you do?
Sure. Okay, currently I'm the president of the Women's National D League. Self-explanatory. My goal is to facilitate and assist with the success of the Women's National D League, a developmental league for female basketball players. I've always had a passion for basketball. Like most young girls, you grow up watching basketball with your dad. So my favorite team were the Pistons because they were brawlers. If they couldn't beat you with the buckets, they'll beat you in other ways. So that was my first real experience with basketball. And then I became interested in women's basketball when I used to watch Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Teresa Witherspoon. Just at the amazement that there were women out there. They couldn't do as much of what the men were doing as of entertainment-wise, but fundamental basketball, they played it well and they were good. So ever since then, I've always had a passion for basketball, whether it be women's basketball or men's basketball. And being a female first, my passion is to assist with anything that's going to put women in the equal playing field of men. So when the opportunity was offered to me to assist in making basketball an equal playing field with men, I jumped on it.
I'm quite interested because I see what you do. Most people come to me and they tell me how fantastic you are, what kind of good person you are, and how much you helping these ladies and some of the players and even some of the staff. I mean, you lead by example, and that's what I am so inspired to see with others when they see that someone is leading them. So my question to you is the discipline. Where do you get the discipline? You know, you're dealing with all these different characters and people, and where do the discipline come in? How do you discipline yourself?
Well, I'm old school. I firmly believe treat others how you would like them to treat you. And as for dealing with a bunch of personalities, that is a skill in itself, let me tell you. The main thing which keeps me balanced when dealing with difficult personalities, not so much different, but difficult personality, is that to remain level-headed. Keep the same tone, because no matter how irate they may get or upset, a fool can't argue by themselves. So if you don't let them pull you into that negative energy, when they recognize that they're arguing by themselves, they normally stop and listen and pay attention to what's going on so they can get the information that I'm trying to relate to them.
So, good. My good question is, people ask me about your literacy program.
Yes, I do have a financial literacy program. I'm also a big believer of giving back to what you learn, especially within our community for people of color. We didn't learn financial education. That is not something they taught us in school, and most of our parents had to learn it on their own. So my organization, I.R.I.S.E, which stands for Intelligent, Resilient, Independent, Self-Sufficient, and Educated, is a program just that teaches ladies financial literacy. Meaning, since I'm in the basketball world now, to let them know that you can be the best player, but basketball does not last forever. Once your knees and your wrists give out, you need something to fall back on. Most of these ladies, they have graduated from college with a degree. So I try to assist them with branding themselves with those degrees. No matter what it may be in, you spent all that time in school and earned this degree. Brand yourself with whatever you learned in school, or even if you want to take the route of being an entrepreneur. I assist them with the tools to learn how to have financial literacy so they can be a success on and off the court.
Yes, and I applaud you for that. I had many conversations about your literacy program, and one thing I've been getting is great reviews. And I like the fact that you reach out for these ladies to aid these ladies in not just playing basketball, but when basketball career is over. That's something the WNBA never did. And for you to take your time and your opportunity to teach these ladies that play for you, that speak volumes. That's very speak volumes. So my next question to you, tell me about the ups and downs, you know. Do they drive you crazy? Do you go to these meetings and the players go crazy? I mean, tell the audience what you deal with on an everyday basis with working in the WNDL.
There are different experiences. I wouldn't really label them as ups or downs. I believe that every day is a learning day. So on a learning day, it would be just how to deal with someone who hears you but don't listen. What tactic I may have to use to get through to them so they can also get the information that I'm trying to relay to them. A good day is when everything runs smoothly. We brainstorm, everyone receives the information, they give the information, everybody walk out of the room having the same understanding and goal that wants to be reached.
Wow. Well, I think those are most of the questions that I was told and I was told to ask. But what I do want to say is I definitely appreciate what you do for these ladies, what you do with these ladies, and the inspiration you are to these ladies. I appreciate that, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Michelle Oates, President of the Women's National D League. You heard it from her mouth and her mouth alone. Take care.